playoffs is upon us as we get ready for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. From Scotiabank Arena in downtown Toronto, tonight the Toronto Raptors taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Hi everyone, I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, we look at the Raptors coming into play. They have got to get home court advantage, and they'll need it in what's going to be a tight 5-game series.
And I'll tell you, these 5 games really make each game take on a greater importance than the 7-game series we're used to.
Here comes the screen. Fred VanVleet to Paul George. Grayson Allen to George. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. Joel Embiid tips it. Pascal Siakam.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
He gets it.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Marc Gasol pins it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
That pass taken away by Toronto.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead.
And counted at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Harris to Paul George. Fires the 3, and Paul George good on the quick release there.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose a dagger with the 3.
And the finish at the rim.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Fred VanVleet to George. Marc Gasol rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Going to launch beyond the arc, and he knocks it down, Jay.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Lets it fly from long range. Fred VanVleet to Paul George. Paul George, 2 for 3 now here in the first. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
George, he made his first effort, but not that time. Pascal Siakam, strong finish. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
George. Oh, good offense, beating good defense.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To Allen. PG lets it fly. Paul George. He's now 4 for 6.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Brunson to George. Off the mark. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play. The lead grows to 12. To Brunson. Paul George. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Screen coming. Paul George to Tobias Harris. Off the assist.
Now, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but you have to take it one possession at a time. You have to continue to chip away. It hasn't been the best first quarter, but if you get a couple more of those to drop, you'll find yourself right back in this ballgame.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Free throw up and good as they open things up to a 13-point lead. Brunson. Can't get past the defender. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Turns and slams it down.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
To Brunson. Now a steal as the Raptors have it. Stuffs it down with authority.
I mean, if you have athletic ability like that guy offensively, as soon as you beat your man, if you don't beat him off the ground for the jump, you have no chance.
Sixers have the basketball. Brunson. To Horford. Count it.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Stuffs it down with authority.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Brunson. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Hey, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Three-point play. For his career, 73%. Missed it at the line. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
just inside the arc. At the buzzer, we've reached the end of the first quarter here in Game 1. Back with more after this. It's the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk. He was ready right at the tip.
What a first half he's having. He came out of the gate, attacked, found ways to get to the rim. Now look how easy the game is coming to him.
George to Embiid. Joel Embiid, 2 of 4 now.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Lowry from long range. And Kyle Lowry, muscle memory put to good use there.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Horford. And count the basket inside.
There's no better feeling after a game after you had 25-plus assists and you won the game and everybody recognizes that it's time for their bank accounts to get rewarded.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw's good. It's a 3-point play. This big first half continues. To Paul George. Beyond the arc for 3. Can't get the bounce. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Deep right corner. George. Wide open look, won't go.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Jumper's good.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Fred VanVleet to Horford. George. He continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
To Gasol. Count the basket inside.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Nice pass to set things up. Shot from the lane won't go.
One of the best-kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
To Horford. There it is, Al Horford. He's 2 for 2 now.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
It's a big finish.
Like my old coach used to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's way too easy. Just keep attacking. It's easy money.
To George. Shot won't go. And stuffs it home.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
To Horford. George, he continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
Sixers control it. Marc Gasol snatching it out of the air. That's his 3rd block this evening. A drive to the basket, but the shot won't go down. Lays it up and in.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
And they call it.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
George, charged with the board. To Gasol, lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
Keep your foot on the gas, but don't get too reckless.
To Van Vliet. Kyle Lowry swats it. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Horford. Strong finish for Paul George.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
And a throwdown.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Paul George to Horford. Goes to the left side. It's George for 2. Throws it down. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. It's halftime here in Game 1. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Raptors dominated this matchup from the opening tip. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scores for the Toronto Raptors. The 76ers have yet to appear after one half of basketball. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scores. For the Philadelphia 76ers,
track. Points in the paint.
The Philadelphia 76ers have been too soft once the opposition has gotten the ball into the paint. Even worse, they refuse to tighten up and make a difference about it.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Runner's good there.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Tobias Harris. Marc Gasol with the block. Fourth this contest.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. George, that pass taken away by Toronto.
Maybe pace it right here. They got a big lead at home.
And look out.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Fred VanVleet to Allen. Can't connect from inside. Marc Gasol able to recover with the block. Ooh, 5 now.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Knocked loose. Paul George to Embiid. The pass set it all up.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Free throw good to cap off the three-point play as they continue to open things up here in the third quarter. It's in the hands of Philadelphia. George to Tobias Harris. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
And finishes strong.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Great dish to set it up. Slams it down. He's been a one-man show, but Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Lowry, off the iron, no good. Paul George to Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris above the rim.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
To VanVleet. George trying for a 30-point night, but it's no good. Lowry into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. ferocious slam inside.
Man, they are just continuing to pour it on. But the one thing we know about in this league, you have to make sure that you continue to play with energy because leads can evaporate quickly.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Nope. First one does not go. Misses the second as well. Livingston to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Easy path to the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Fred VanVleet to Paul George. Fires the three. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Drive to the basket, but the shot won't go. Good look that time, but off the mark. To VanVleet. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. George. It's no good. Not sure what he was thinking there.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Sixers call for time as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Paul George. To Horford. Nice pass to set things up.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And hits the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Philadelphia with the basketball. Brunson to George. Knocked loose. George. That won't go. Pascal Siakam, great feed. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Livingston across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Short jumper stays out. Knocked loose. Getting dirty. Loose ball on the deck. Count the basket at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
finish that. Driving right to the basket. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Paul George. The Sixers with 4 to shoot. Paul George fires. Wide open look. Won't go. That ends the third quarter. It's been all Raptors. It's been a compelling game so far. The fourth quarter is underway. Sixers have the basketball. Paul George, 4-2. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Oh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Whoops, that won't go. Brunson to George. That's rebounded by Toronto. Stuffs it down with authority. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
To Paul George. For 3. And the rebound comes down to Harris.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
To Brunson. A drive baseline, but the shot won't go. Livingston to bring it up. Looking to make something happen. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Sixers control it. Brunson to Tobias Harris. Trying to cash in. He's too good to leave that wide open. Defense has to communicate.
These breakdowns happen because a team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
All by himself. Creates his own shot there.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. free throw's good as they continue to widen their lead. Brunson to Allen. Down low, George. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Lowry. Oh, emphatic slam.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Shifting gears, here comes some substitutions. Free throw's good. Add one more to the total. This game feels out of reach. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
George. And the slam.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Slams it down. Big finish for Joel Embiid.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Embiid. And throws it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Rocking the rim. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Fred VanVleet to George. Here comes the screen. George lets it fly. Not that time.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Paul George. Now a steal as the Raptors have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
George, not that time. He misses. Nothing going here on that drive. Deep right corner. 4-3. Off the mark. George gets it in the left corner to VanVleet. Here's a chance from long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Marc Gasol sends it away. Incredible. 6 tonight.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
down with authority.
Clean up in aisle 4. Repeat, clean up in aisle 4. If there's anyone from the weak side that wants to participate in this game defensively, please raise your hand.
To Paul George. Fred VanVleet to George. Fires the three. He's had a good shooting performance, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, no one else pretty much helped out. As a coach, I would be irate that nobody helped pick up the slack. Look, one man can never beat 5.
To Tobias Harris. Grayson Allen. To Paul George. Harris. Going to launch beyond the arc. Second effort. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Bread and butter. And there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
George off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Joel Embiid. He's now shooting 5 for 7. It's the Raptors with the victory. They've grabbed game 1 of this best-of-5 series. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors put their opponents away in a blowout. They did plenty of great things, but we all know what's going to be remembered are the dunks. And you know what? I'm going to remember nothing but the dunks as well. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Toronto Raptors. The 76ers. Really?
Player of the game.
And what we have here are highlights worth 1,000 words. There's no question he stood out amongst the rest in today's matchup. On behalf of